Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is
And
Work.
I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we taking a step back from Herr Robert's Super Tourney this week. She's going to give you a couple of replays that you should check out for yourselves to believe. Today, actually, on fact, on that nice little Robin Hood map of Bois de l'Amour, Rang, who do we have duking it out?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves Yuejin as the 6th Airborne Division. And on the right-hand side, we have the Private PIAT as the 1st SS Panzer Division.
Kind of feeling like we really should be seeing a switch of divisions in this particular case here.
I
It feels like the
know.
wrong guys playing as the Germans.
I mean, the PIAT guy really should be using some bloody PIATs, but
Exactly.
he just has to make do some Panzerfaust and... Yeah, really just Panzerfaust. I don't even think you get Panzer Strikes for 1st SS, so don't quote me on that.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think
Maybe
it's
to be.
Fausts and maybe a little bit of Patron.
I
No,
think
they don't even go to the club, do they? They don't get any Patron.
no Patron. But if we're seeing the open deployment, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
first map 6 Airborne's gonna have a pretty good time in the forest. At the same time, PrivatePIAT does have Stern Pioneers and A phase, which are also very good in forests. So it's I don't know. We're gonna see how it plays out. I'm gonna guess PrivatePIAT is gonna have a better time up north with his tanks and stuff and vehicles.
Yeah, it does not seem like it's a particularly hard distinction to make there, to make that particular assessment so far.
Mhm.
But let's keep in mind, Bois de l'Amour is definitely one of those maps that has a lot of choke pointy stuff. It's kind of
Yeah.
not so helpful to vehicles.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's gonna be, if PrivatePIAT can probably get hit by an enemy PIAT, that won't be entirely good, but also there's a few 6-pounders and like a 1 pack 46 Airborne can get, which is pretty deadly. Is he a 6-pounder up north? He's going to get
Hmm.
into a lovely position in a bit if he moves.
Definitely going to give him some, yeah, I'll say some very modern art kind of line of sight here, but
Hmm.
yeah. And the Ox and Bucks, well, if anyone understands what a Piat can do to him, it would be PrivatePIAT.
Yeah. Or if they can spot the auction bugs, they're going to take some heavy fire. As a 6-pounder gets into position, and a 2-pounder is going to be toasted.
Yep, done and dusted.
Mm.
222 goes down. Now, down to the south, in the meantime, I want to take a quick look. Ooh, it looks like actually one of the AB Paris to take a shot. No. Had some. Oh, no. Okay, so the Germans, the Volksdeutsch, had taken out a couple of infantry squads down to the south.
Hmm.
Now, one thing we haven't really touched on, of course, but the 3-inch mortar, who's going to have this distance and, advantage here?
If he can knock out the Stern Pioneer, the 3-inch mortar, yeah, Eugene should have pretty good control of the forest. As those Stern Pioneers is one thing that can really bugger up his AB powers and other troops. I just want to look up north and I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Stug's getting hit, yeah, got hit by the PIAT. And, oh, is it going to kill him?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's a
Well, the
pretty
weapons were
huge loss.
jammed in the first place, so why the heck was he still there?
I think he just forgot to micro it out in the nick of time, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, the Oxen Bucks already got like 3 PIAT shots off.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's not good. I mean, this is also pretty tough for First SS too, because they don't have a lot of recon, and, 6 Airborne, they're a bit sneaky beaky. You need to try to route them out.
That is certainly true. Oh, now, of course, Eugene over here seems to have that +1. Sturm Pioneer's getting nice and tight with his AB Paras.
Mm-hmm.
And Howard, I feel like John Howard, you don't see him very often. Isn't
No.
that the guy with the umbrella from...
No, that's the guy from Bridge Too Far, at the bridge.
Yeah.
He's the guy who landed at the bridge, and it's like, hold until relieved.
Yes, but isn't that the guy who's... No, I guess he's not the dude who walked forward carrying an umbrella to attack the bridge.
I I don't know.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the guy in a bridge too far who's using the brolly to like scare off the
Yes,
panther
that
tank.
guy.
I don't think it's that dude. No.
Okay. I was going to say, not super sure if that's really the best option here. But regardless, we are going to see an MG moving into the north, which is, again, very, very unique. We
Yeah.
never see MGs being used here.
Especially for a German Panzer division, but for First SS, which doesn't have many half tracks in A phase, or half track infantry transports, I should really say. Yeah, 2-star MG42 can be a real great piece of equipment.
Now, the
But
funny thing, I'm sorry, just
no,
not to
go
cut
ahead.
you off here, but it was that 3-inch mortar to the south, with the Storm Pioneer engaging the AB Para to his east,
Mm-hmm.
there could not have been a more perfect opportunity of friendly fire than the mortar dropping down literally on top of the AB Para. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. I'm sorry, you were saying that, please.
But no, yeah, just the MG42, pretty useful tool, especially against towards soft targets to 6 Airborne. Stern Pioneer down south, getting stressed out, and he's probably gonna be throwing up the right flag in just a wee bit.
And he does indeed. Another mortar half track him to the south. Oh no, he just redeployed, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get too much further, of course, you mentioned something to me this morning as we're recording this, that there is a new trailer out for Steel Division 2.
Yep, and also the pre-order thing should be up. There's quite a few pre-order options. You can take a look at it yourself, but I know it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, and there's quite a lot of new content that they're going to be adding, especially with the season pass thing they're setting up.
Yeah, you heard me gripe about it offline, but at the same time, you are right. There's a hell of a lot of stuff coming in. Tetrarch, Little John, by the way, you're going to be engaging that half track. And I feel that Little John has an awfully big amount. Wait, I never noticed this. If you mouse over his 2-pounder, it's QF 2-pounder, parentheses, very late.
Very late. Oh, sorry, I just got stopped up by traffic across a channel.
Well, you never see him, so I wonder if that's what they were trying to tell us right here. So it was very, very late.
Yeah.
So.
That's how the British mark their guns. Very early, sort of on time, very late.
Exactly.
For a very precise measurement system, right? Yeah.
But regardless, yes, the MG continues to kind of sit up north. Not a whole lot of action there now. I think all the fighting is going to be done in the south, where, like you said before, it will favor the 6th Airborne. And how? Wow, it's definitely going to.
Yeah. I mean, first assess. The problem with first assess is even though you have pretty good economy. Well, like A phase economy is pretty punch, but like once you get to B phase, you have pretty good economy. You just don't really have the units to do much with. Which is, it sounds a bit weird. It's really, first assess works well once it hits C phase. It's kind of like a Pangelair situation. And right now, they just don't really have the infantry, I'd say, to, get a good foothold on this forest. It's going to be relying on using that mortar piece quite a bit. The Sun Pioneer's doing some good work. He's microing out absolutely lovely.
As he goes down.
Oh.
Caster's Curse.
Yeah.
Now, do you know if they picked a random map on this, or...
No idea.
Okay, because I was going to say, the problem with first... Even to take it a little step further, you said about first SS is really strong once you get to C. Yeah, but on a forested map against an airborne division, against any kind of infantry division, you can't wait until C.
Yeah, that is a problem. Really, his main priority, once he gets to C phase, is just knock out AT guns and try to get some anti-air up, because... I mean, those 2-star 6-pounders and whatnot are scary, but he only gets like 2 of them in total, and they're very card inefficient. There's only 1 per card. So if he can knock out the AT, it's pretty easy from then on out to move up. Not even like Panthers, just need some fire support vehicles to do the work. This isn't a map or division where Panthers are gonna save your ass. But Flamethrower half-track roll. Yeah,
yes, it will. I was wondering to talk about the Flampanzer there. Yeah, he will come down here to the south. Of course, there still are PIATs and Gammon bombs down there.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing I guess I never really understood is why the IG-18 needs line of sight to actually shoot.
I
mean,
know.
It's an indirect fire weapon.
It is an indirect fire weapon. It was used historically as an artillery. Well, it could be an indirect artillery piece, but I guess it's for balance reasons. It's pretty much just for balance reasons.
I've never really seen people try to smoke out an IG-18 with a mortar, so it's very, very strange to me.
Yeah.
Now, to the north, actually, we're seeing Tetrarchs galore here, so,
oh, yeah.
This is, in fact, Robin Hood. We have Little John everywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot of bloody Little Johns. He's got all 3 of them out already, which is... I mean, they're very good in this map, as it's shorter engagement distances, and...
And their light armor doesn't matter quite as much?
Yeah, exactly. And then 14 AP, they're gonna kill everything. If Stugs are toast once they get in range of that Little John, yeah, but, yeah, I do like seeing lots of Tetrarchs. That's my personal way of playing 6 Airborne.
My personal way of playing 6 Airborne is not to play them. Which I really should get over, but, no, that's...
They're tough to
know.
listen.
Yeah, they are. They are. And honestly, you know what, Ryan? You've got definitely got the talent to play them.
Thank you.
You've shown me a little bit of your replays. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Now, down to the south, Germans might be kind of closing off their position. It's a little tough to tell this early.
Yeah. I mean...
But yes, please.
He has good positions, because fighting, like, deep in the forest isn't good, but in this more open area of the forest, his Volkdeutschers and fire support weaponry can really help even the odds. It's just... Once he gets deep into Sherwood Forest, he's not going to be having a good time.
Well, that's what brings you on the flames, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just to warm his chest nuts by an open fire.
Imagine if you could, like, you remember in, like, Total War Tiller, you could, like, burn down forests entirely and start forest fires?
Yes, it was
Imagine being
absolutely
able...
freaking terrifying.
I know, imagine if you could actually do that in this game. I mean, it kind of make forest maps a bit easy, so you just light everything on fire and shock up the remains, but, I don't know, it'd be cool.
Well, if we have a walking artillery barrage or something like that, then why not, an incendiary
Yeah,
barrage?
yeah. I mean, there's napalm bombers, or the very few napalm bombers in this game have, another target to hit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always kind of hated the fact that the artillery, that the incendiaries never really stood any longer on a forested area as it did the open area.
Mm-hmm.
But a minor gripe nonetheless. Tempest and the Focke-Wulf are going to go back and forth. Tetrarch, CS down to the south. You know what that CS stands for?
Close support?
Aha. It makes sense. I don't know if that's a guess or not, but if it's a guess, it's a rather good one, I imagine.
I think it's a guess. But guessing it's like a fire support vehicle with a howitzer, I'm going to guess close support.
Yeah, well, 3-inch Mark 1, so that's not quite a
Yeah.
Scott. It's a little underneath that, but... And the turning fight over here, as the guys describe, figure eights in the sky. Meh.
Yeah. It's
In
really
the meantime...
quite a
Hmm?
dramatic dogfight between these two.
Well, it's like beginners playing War Thunder.
Boom
No, I
and
mean,
zoom, stop turn fighting.
Yeah, well, especially if you're facing off against a Japanese
know.
plane.
You do
No,
not turn fly a Japanese plane.
No, you do not.
No, you do not. It's like, if you get within like a kilometer of a Japanese plane, you're already dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you and I actually discovered about a week ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got a second Tempest show. I mean, if you're going to lose a dogfight, bring in a buddy. And that Focke-Wulf is probably going to go down.
Well, you know what they say, Tempest's fugit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if the Latin joke is appropriate there, but we'll see how that works. And unfortunately, that Focke-Wulf, well, his tail gets clipped.
Yep. And the Stug just gets murked by the 6-pounder as well. So, two rather big losses in a short period of time.
Well, if nothing else, we have a +2 now for Yuejin.
Mm-hmm.
Mortar half-track going to get resupplied, but at the same time, there is some small, that Jeep supply. I feel like this was just unfortunate, like a really, really poor matchup of divisions on this map for the Germans.
Yeah, I mean, once we hit the B phase now, he does get Storm Grenadier troops, which are pretty good. But, yeah, it's in the southern side, it's a very good map. 4-6 Airborne. It's too bad that PIAT couldn't make too much progress up north, as he probably could have took some territory and got into more open field.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a bit of a tough one. For example, 2nd Panzer would be doing much better in this map. They got many more stern pioneers in the early phase, and there goes the Flam Panzer to the Tetrarch. Oh, it's just some regular pioneers, but still, regular pioneers would be a very good choice.
Just as good.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of confused me in this game is why the regular pioneers are so much better.
And what?
Well, really a lot of stuff.
They're lovely well-rounded unit, Khan. They got a nice machine gun, they got some big scary grenades, 2 SMGs. They're pretty much good in every role apart from anti-tank.
And I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see infantry all around get some sort of grenades for Steel Division 2.
Yeah. I mean,
And the Germans love their mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, grenades already kind of work in this game. Like, if you get within 50 meters of an open vehicle, it does stuff. But they never explain that, of course, so no one even knows that cool strategy. But yeah, I'd like to see some Molotovs.
Yeah. Bombs in the meantime going after the mortar half-track. This is probably going to kill something. Yep.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a double around me, but mortar half-track is going to get out barely.
No, I think that was devastating enough, though.
Yeah, it's devastating enough. Knocking out supply truck is definitely going to... That's a pretty big kill.
Outside of that, we are going to see the first P4 moving on in, but meh.
Yeah.
Going down to the forest, not really the best option. Not that he has a whole lot right now.
I mean, to be fair, he can't start spamming the absolute crap ton of his Panzer IVs. You can get 1 per minute pretty easily at his phase, but in the forest, that's not a good idea. That's not a forestry tank, especially if it's super slow turret.
Well, another bombing run's coming in. Going after light vehicles? Yeah. Probably going to kill something here, too. No, shockingly enough, he does not. I really expected a quick kill on that.
Mm-hmm. But Eugene's just putting on the pressure now in the skies, which is exactly how you play 6 Airborne. And
Outside of that,
yeah, PIAT just getting some more mortars. Shows some most mortar pieces. Definitely a good call.
you know, infantry. Ooh, Tetrarch continues its domination in the middle part of the field.
Oh damn.
P-Guns, I almost expect the P-Guns to have a slightly better time here than what they do with the AV Paras, but the AV Paras up close, I feel like those guys are just so devastating.
Oh yeah. Once any of those 6 Airborne infantry get within 100 meters, they become bloody deadly.
I'm almost waiting for this Jeep to get hit by a mortar round as well.
So close.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that was almost direct. Almost direct hit.
Before down to the south, that's not going to do anything. I mean, there's way too much in the way of forest. Each one of these forests is practically a tiny little pillbox.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
And even with the airborne troopers being surrounded, they don't have that penalty, so the out of supply doesn't mean jack.
Mm-hmm. Really, PIAT should maybe just cut his losses in the forest and just try to push halfway up north. Because all it is, yeah, is that 1 6-pounder, and it only has 1 HP, and he does have a mortar piece nearby, so if he can just push past his stroke point area, he should be pretty good. And it'd be a good idea to divert some, divert Eugene's attention from the south and force him to buy some stuff up north.
I don't know. You were saying, though, and I have to agree with you still, with that Tetrarch Little John, he is still very much in that area, and he's going to lock down, what, 1,000 meters?
Only 800.
800, thank you.
But this Panda 4's going to get into range of it, and does see it. And Panda 4 does have the 2-star veterancy, so
and the range advantage. And the range advantage.
Yeah, and he misses, of course.
Naturally.
Oh, of course.
Naturally.
Oh.
Well, at this point, I think I can understand a little bit more why the P4s miss all the time. I mean, most of the tank crews were rookies.
Yeah.
That 2-star is more of like a suggestion. It's more of a guideline than an actual rule.
It's like a 2 out of 5-star hotel review.
Yes, yes. So he will get yelped something fierce here. But that 6-pounder does go down.
Yep, good kill. Now, if he can just kill the Ox and Bucks and, bring up some more infantry, which is exactly what he's doing, he could potentially push through. Eugene's going to be bringing in, I believe that's a 17-pounder up north. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a... Once again, he does have the 2-star mortar piece. So he can easily kill that 17-pounder once it gives a raised position.
The question, though, is that 17-pounders don't seem to miss very often, so how many tanks will he lose before that happens?
Yeah, probably the Panzer IV, I guess. I think our Panzer IV is not going to be the last in Forest Road. Here comes bombs on the mortar, and...
Yep.
Oof. Direct hit.
So you were saying about the ability to kill that 17-pounder?
Not anymore.
And now one Tempest goes after this Focke-Wulf, and the other Tempest is going to get to a turn fight? No, he's... Nope. Okay, there we go.
He needs to try and bait the Tempest through his AA, and then he could probably win this fight, but...
Now he's screwed.
No, he made the poor decision, yeah.
He chose poorly. The one time when being super slow actually really helps out that Tempest. I say super slow, 675 is nothing to sneeze at, but... the idea is there. Wait. Was that a second Oxen Bucks? I thought the first Oxen Bucks used like all of his PIAT squads, all the PIAT shots.
I think it might be a second. Or it might have got resupplied, I have no idea.
And Typhoon AT moving on in. Jeez.
Oh, it doesn't see anything now. I think he's going to try to go for the Panther 4, but he lost line of sight. And this is where 6 Airborne gets really scary. Now he's got pretty much complete air superiority, as he shot down pretty much all the German fighters.
17-pounder's in a weird spot. Very weird spot. He's going to eventually try to cover that kink in the road.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I like that very much.
It is definitely an odd spot. It does have, like, you can get, like, 2 shots probably off if something's coming down the road, which is good enough, I guess. But it's definitely more for, like, a long-term play, but just trying to cut off reinforcements.
We did miss it, by the way. There's a Cromwell in the middle part of the field, and there's a Vespa as well, but the Vespa is going to get bombed back into the Stone Age? No.
No.
You didn't get bombs off. That's really strange.
Yeah, the AA piece actually saving his ass.
Which is, I don't know. Like he wasn't even damaged at the time. Ammo storage hit, so the Tetrarch finally takes some kind of critical to the north.
Hmm.
But just like that, the Germans are forced to flee. And we're not seeing the P4 spam.
No.
Not remotely. But what else can you do? He
He's gonna
doesn't
run
have
his.
any other play.
I look at his P4 down south. Oh, he's gonna get ambushed by AT grenades. First one hits direct on. Panzer IV returns fire, but the AB powers has already done the damage. Damn. That was not a good play of the Panzer IV.
No.
No.
No. That's
Yeah.
30, 40 points taken out 130 or 40.
I'm gonna admit Eugene does have like the map advantage bit on this map, but at the same time Piat has been he made some pretty big errors in this matchup too.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Ammo storage jeep, ammo jeep to the top, as you might expect. And yep, half track after half track goes down to the south as well. No, we talk about the half tracks being such a solid kind of staple of the German army,
Mm-hmm.
but you really have to use them appropriately. You can't just throw them in willy nilly. It's not just a machine gun. It's so much more than that.
Yeah. It's a tool for, getting people to sign their surrender. That's what I use half tracks for. I see you're rather panicked yet. Let me send my let me send my ambassador to get your terms of surrender.
Exactly. Exactly. That or a
Yeah.
standoff machine gun.
Yeah.
You're not in it to mix it up. You gotta stay 3, 4, 500 yards away.
Yeah. And then there's also
Excuse
a
me,
time.
meters. I'm sorry, European.
And there's also a time where you use the half track to, draw fire from AT guns, so
Hmm.
you can, bring down the absolute everlasting Jesus of German artillery on those allied positions.
The absolute Jesus. You mean the Vesp?
The Vesp, or Hummel, anything really.
Very true. We are into C phase, and it's the P4 convoy begins to come into the north. Some more kind of infantry
Jeez.
desperately trying to stave off imminent defeat in the center here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the only reason this has not become kind of a blowout is that Eugene just kind of says, I don't really need to attack you.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good call for him. As with 6th Airborne, you do tend to run out of stuff pretty fast, but Eugene has been very conservative with his forces. He hasn't really lost too much infantry, even in the southern forest sector. He's been pretty good about keeping them alive, so he's heading into sea phase very strong.
Yep, and bringing in those secondary Cromwell tanks, he does not get many of them, so they
Nope.
have to be real power players, and he's definitely using them for that.
Yep, he's using them very efficiently too.
And there we go. One half track moves in, and he's going to start shooting. Just fast move. Fast move. No, don't shoot your... And then he gets shot by his own troops. Okie dokie.
And here comes the air power.
Yep, the winds of war bring change. How many P4s do we have? We have 3 P4s on the map. I don't think there's anything else we getting here.
He's going to be trying to do, I'm thinking, a breakthrough just right through the center of all those P4s. It's going to be pretty tough, as there's quite a lot. Like, Eugene has managed to set up a quite nice amount of defenses all over. He's got layers of defenses, which is very good.
Well, he will get troops into this town at least, so the Volksdeutsche will be getting on in there. But as you said already, another Cromwell comes in as well. So we have 2 Cromwells in the area, 6-pounder with the air power. We have all of this freaking PIATs. Like, you name it, it's there. I am surprised that minimal anti-air has been as effective as it has been.
Yeah, one little 37mm on the back of that truck has been doing pretty good. I think it's the... No, it's just a 36, never mind.
Well, I'd like to point out, there's 2 Gepards moving on in, and I think the name of the first guy basically says it all. Those things are a piece of...
Well...
They're very situational, let's put it that way.
I'd say 2 stars are pretty good. It's just...
Yeah, but they at this point, you can't use them against anything heavier than infantry. Like, the AT guns will take them out in 3 seconds. with all the air power that's on the field here, yes, they'll be able to stave off the air power for a little bit. But even then, you see they're making gun runs and like rocket runs consistently, and they're not going to kill.
But the
What's going to kill
Focke-Wulf
is that Focke-Wulf. Yeah, exactly. That one brave Focke-Wulf, the lone guy who attacks Juno Beach on Normandy Day.
Yep, that's pretty much his last fighter he can get. Yeah, for us, it says to get 1 A phase, 1 B phase, 1 C phase, 2 star Focke-Wulf, which it's not a lot of fighters, but you gotta make do for what you got. You got a nice veteran tree, which is nice.
I wonder if match making in 2 is going to allow us to blind pick divisions.
That'd be a good pick. That'd be a good idea. Or just something.
Mm-hmm.
Just better matchmaking would be a good start for Steel Division 2.
Yeah, I guess something that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
More rockets away, tons of rockets, and he goes down from that. Jeez.
Yeah. Do not mess with Typhoon ATs.
That's one thing I got to get better with, honestly, for just number 2, is just getting much better at that AT plane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Russians got the IL-2 for air rocket planes.
Yeah, the IL-2 was a little slower and a little bit less durable, but it was admirable.
Yeah. God, I'm gonna just really enjoy using those IL-2s. There's such a huge amount of repertoire on them with the rockets and the bombs and the cannons and machine guns.
Yeah, that thing was the Russian flying fortress, and not in like a, aha, we're gonna do a propaganda here. No, that thing was a scary mother effer.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of them too.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if every division, quote unquote, has an IL-2 in some form, but oh no, we'll see.
Except for the conscripts, those guys get biplanes.
They got, just throwing in some PO2s.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like the World War I planes. Oh my gosh, what were they? Have 4 machine guns on it as opposed to 2. I don't know if they're called at this point. Is it the I-16? Maybe. But the last of the P4s goes down. Like the last of the Mohicans, now it's just time for just the white men to come on in and start killing everybody.
Yeah. Panther coming in, but that's not going to really help out all that much. And yeah, PrivatePIAT has just really lost all momentum. I mean, it's got down to a +1, which is better than losing to a +2, but it's a bit too late.
I was going to say, not even looking at it from a winning. I don't really think he had momentum in the first place. I think you're being awfully kind here. I don't think he really had a whole lot of that.
Yeah. Just lost that force early on. And also, he tried to do the push up north, but he got stopped around the corner. This is a corner too far.
Yep. Now, here's a thought. If he was able to keep that Focke-Wulf up earlier, would that have been better for him overall? Would that's been kind of staving off a little bit of extra defeat?
I think if he managed to keep his fighters alive, he could have contended air power much better if he got some more anti-aircraft pieces as well, because if you can stop 6 airborne from getting, air dominance, you pretty much negate.
Half stop 6 airborne then, yeah.
You don't completely win, but you really negate one of their strongest advantages, per se. Yeah, he's going to lose this last Focke-Wulf to a Typhoon AT.
He almost takes it out riding like a hurricane. He's almost able to take out a vehicle with his last dying breath. But that will be that, as they say. Yep. That will be the end of him. And like you said, it could have pushed the north. Look how many more British material is on the south as opposed to the north. The north has barely a handful at this point.
Yep. At the same time, yeah, it probably been better, like, north or, like, middle north. Just that whole area would have been... It's not ideal, but it would have been much better. Much better.
Agreed. But that'll be that. PS going to tap out in just a second here, which means, of course, unfortunately, he did go down to the Player Slayer himself by a rather significant amount, and I imagine the KD, KD kind of definitely shows that.
Yeah, damn. I was looking at history early on, he knocked out... Damn, he knocked out a lot early on.
Well, from 6.5 minutes to almost 15, it's nothing but Germans.
Yep. Major losses is just like a few airplanes and like a Cromwell here for Yuejin.
But like we said, it was a valiant effort. Unfortunately, he just was not going to win on a forest map with Well, a somewhat lackluster anti-force division. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't work very well.
yeah. I mean, you have some nice CQC infantry for first assess, but not enough in such a huge area. Like that forest area, you need a boatload of CQC chaps to really make something happen.
Exactly. Exactly. But what we will say is we're definitely going to be coming back. Well, next couple of days. Rank, do you remember what the other
Nope,
game this week is?
I do not remember.
Well, in that case, then, folks, you definitely have to come back to check out to see what goes on later this week. But for right now, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.